Hey, 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 happy Sunday, everybody. Surprise, surprise. I hope you're all having a great weekend. I know I am, but it's going to be even better now because I'm here with you for a little while. There's some crazy stuff going on in Colorado, and I thought you guys would all like to hear about it. So that's why we're here today. I am super excited to see you all, and thank you for joining me today. Let's get this show on the road. Should we do Yo, yo, yo. Hey, hey, happy Sunday, folks. What's going on, fam? Good to see you all. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you're having a great weekend. I am enjoying mine, but it's better now because I'm here with y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Yes, yes, yes. Watching football. I'm kind of mad because my team, I think somebody's about to go through that door, so give me a minute here. My team's got a bye week this week, so I got to watch the Ravens get beat. That's a good thing. I'm happy with that. Some crazy stuff's going on in Colorado, so I figured I would bring it to you for those of you that didn't see it yet. Kind of crazy for sure. Plus I was kind of missing everybody, and I owe you guys a few shows, guys. So hey, what's the problem here? My hold on a minute. Let me fix my mic. Okay, hopefully this sounds better. Yes, no, maybe. Sorry, guys. I was trying to get. How's that sound? Yes, no. Are we good? Let me know. Let me know. Need to know. Yes, they did beat the Ravens. What's going on? What's going on? Yes, sir. We sound good? Good, good, good. So let's see. Here is Grace, and that's on this awesome Sunday. I know we don't do Sundays very often, but I thought this was kind of a crazy, crazy thing going on here. So I figured, hey, what's going on? So who's here with us today on this awesome Sunday? Looks like we got the awesome and lovely Miss Salty Sleuth. Thank you for joining us today, my dear. Miss Zelda, hello, hello. Crime Time with Mama Bear. Thank you for joining us today, Mama Bear, on this Sunday. Katie Quarters, welcome back. Good to see you. Mandy Joe, the Wonder Mod, what's going on? Miss Leslie Densley Watkins, great to see you. CR, what's going on with you? Good to see you. Lisa Vallejo, I think it's Vallejo or Vallejo. Either way, good to see you, Lisa. Thanks for being here. Robert Bell, welcome back, bro. Good to see you. Miss Sky R31, thank you for joining us, darling. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you. Bobby J, welcome back. CZ, good to see you. Let me see here. Aunt Clara, always a pleasure. Let me see. Let me see. Who else do I got? Miss Josie, the awesome Josie's in the house. Thank you, Josie, so much for your help the other day. I do appreciate you so very much. Miss Carolyn Miller, thank you for joining us today. Good to see you. Randall and Lori Gray. Noni McPoppins is in the house. Welcome back. Miss Brandy, what's going on? Good to see you, my dear. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Aunt Clara. Moving on. Miss, or sorry, not Ms. Virginia Wolf in the house. What's going on? Thank you, Josie. I hope you guys. I try to change it up for you guys here and there, little by little, different fires and stuff like that. So let's see here. By the way, you're welcome to join me, Mama Bear, if you feel like it. If not, I understand it is Sunday. So we got 98 people and 52 likes, guys. Please let's get that DNA in when you come in the door if you can. I do appreciate you guys so much. I'm excited to be here. We don't do this too often, but hey, my team didn't play today, so sorry if I'm interrupting your games. I apologize. Jesse Lynn, great to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Charlotte Gross, great to see you. Thank you for being here today. Todd, who dat? Clement, good to see you, bro. What is going on with you? Good golly, Miss Molly's in the house, everybody. Great to see you, Molly, dear. Thank you for being here with us today. Come on down. Murky Piglet, what's going on? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. All right. All right. American Princess, welcome back. Always a pleasure. Bianca K, great to see you. Vix Logic, thank you for joining us today. Rock Chalk, great to see you. Let me see here. That lovely Miss Sherry's in the house. Welcome back, Wisdom Speaks. Great to see you. Of course. Thank you so very much for that, CR. That's awesome. Gifted a membership. Looks like Miss Jessie Lynn is in the sauce. Hey, we got ourselves a new meatball, folks. Welcome to the family, Jessie. Great to have you here. Great to see that. Marina Girl, welcome back. Great to see you. Annie Ruler, always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us again today. Let me see. Moonlit Baby's in the house. Welcome back to you. Did I miss anybody? We're almost at the top. Let me see. We got 108 beautiful peeps in here. The Karma Police is here, guys. You better behave. What's up? Deception Dismantled. Welcome back. Great to see you. 63 likes, 108 people. Come on now, guys. You can do better than that. Come on. At least pretend like you like me. Let's do that. Please. Latrell, what's going on, neighbor? How you doing? It's cold here, too. We got fires and furnaces running left and right. Amy Conway, buenos dias to you, my dear, and no worries about being late. We didn't even get started yet. It's like 48 degrees here, I think. It's cold. What's up? 12, ciao to you. You know what? Good for you. You're allowed to do that. It's a weekend. My man, Dan. What's going on, Danger Zone? Good to see you, brother. Good to have you here. I think I got everybody here. Bombshells in the house. What's going on? Chuck, baby. Tomboy Charm. Great to see you. I think I got everybody. Thank you again so much for that, CR. You're the bomb for that. And again, welcome to the sauce. Jesse, we got a new meatball floating in the sauce because we are going to spill a little bit today, that's for sure. Some crazy shit going down in Colorado, guys. It's nuts. Almost 99 here. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Yep. All right. TJ or Kate Pruitt, welcome. Good to see either one of you or both of you. Open mind perspective. Tell us what. Have a little patience with me, my dear. It's coming. Wanted to make sure everybody had been welcomed. That's all. No worries. We're getting there. Jaylet, good to see ya. I just wanted everybody to get in here that was coming in here. 124 awesome peeps in here. Thank you for joining us today. Misha Girl, good to see you as well. Thank you for joining us today, everybody. All right. Let's see here. V. Oakley, you was the first one in here. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, again, if you will, please leave a little bit of that DNA on the like button when you come in the door, if you will, for me, please. I really appreciate it. We can get this out in the algorithm, get everybody watching if we can, because it's a crazy info, folks. It really is. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Missed you guys. I'm in a great mood today, as you can tell. Having a great weekend. I hope you all are too. This coming week coming up real quick, and then I'll get to this, I promise. We got some things going on. We're going to be hitting the Delphi stuff throughout the week. I may have to change things up a little bit depending on, but we got some stuff to talk about in Idaho for sure, and the Delphi stuff, as well as something else that we had planned on Wednesday. Somebody wanted us to bring have a show in regards to all the frats and stuff throughout Idaho, so we're doing that. So we're gonna be busy, folks. We got to get back to the regularly scheduled programming from the Dago. Hey. And that's the plan. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for planning to be here this week. I appreciate you guys so very much. So here we go. Pay attention. Let me know how it sounds, guys, by the way, if you will, please. Only touch DNA. That's just fine, Vix. Just touch DNA is fine. Thank you, Brock Chalk. I appreciate that so very much. All right, folks. Check this out, if you will.
Got some breaking news into our newsroom. Police have found at least 115 bodies at a Fremont County green funeral home. Investigators are coordinating a multi-agency response to figure out if there's any wrongdoing here. Return to Nature's website advertises a green and natural burial, which is described as, quote, no embalming fluid, no concrete vaults, as natural as possible. Neighbors reported foul odors for weeks leading up to last night's raid.
Wow. How about that? I got a little more for you. Don't worry. Pretty interesting. Creepy for sure, but definitely interesting. Let me get back to that real quick here. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Things are reacting slowly. My apologies. This is really sad in a lot of ways, and I'm gonna tell you a little story about this too that goes along with it.
Tonight, a gruesome discovery inside this Colorado funeral home.
Without providing too much detail to avoid further victimizing these families, the area of the funeral home where the bodies were improperly stored was horrific.
More than 115 bodies found improperly stored inside the 2,500 square foot site, according to the Fremont County Sheriff. Hazmat teams called to secure the building as law enforcement executed a search warrant.
It is a very tragic situation, and as I've stated, there are a lot of decedents there, but I don't really want to go into the scene itself.
The disturbing discovery made at the Return to Nature funeral home in Penrose, about 100 miles south of Denver. The business's website offering green burials without embalming. Bodies often laid to rest in biodegradable caskets like this one made of wicker, or in some cases buried in nothing at all. State records show the funeral home's registration with the state expired on November 30th of last year. The State Department of Regulatory Agencies documenting complaints about an abhorrent smell emanating from the property on October 3rd, according to this report. When investigators reached the owner, John Halford, by phone, he acknowledged that he has a problem at the property and claimed that he practices taxidermy there. The Halfords did not return our requests for comment.
We want to process this scene as quickly as possible.
The county sheriff declaring a local emergency disaster, calling in state and federal agencies, including the FBI, to provide specialized support.
These are teams with additional training and specialized equipment that serve to process scenes of national magnitude. To include the response to 9/11 and major airline incidents.
The county coroner tasked with identifying the remains and notifying families.
Forensic identification through fingerprints, medical or dental records, or possibly DNA will need to be completed. This could take several months.
Return to Nature also operated a second location in nearby Colorado Springs. Mary Simon says she entrusted her husband Daryl's remains to that facility for cremation in August and was still waiting to receive his ashes.
I'm devastated. I feel like I've lost my husband all over again.
Now she's nervous about where he could be.
I'm terrified that my husband's in that mess there. I'm terrified that didn't get.
Now, there's a little other piece to this too, that some of the stuff that was going on with the crematorium, that they were just not doing it, and they were sending people, giving people just ashes that weren't their loved ones, folks. Can you believe this? Like, this is insane. It's beyond sad, and it's way beyond criminal, okay? And the 115 plus, there's more, okay? There's more to it. And more people. That's what I'm saying, Salty. How does this happen? How is it allowed to happen? But they've been talking about, hey, Ray, sorry. They've been talking about the smell for months now. This is absolutely horrifying, you guys. The people that are expecting to get their loved ones back are getting ashes from like a fireplace. J-Rod, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us today. And that's it. That's fact right there, Manny. That's what this whole thing is pointing to. It's something that drives me insane. And you guys know how I am about respecting people and each other. They don't respect the living. Why? Why would we expect people to respect the dead? It's sick. It's sad. It's horrific. It really is. I didn't know if you guys knew about this, but I kind of wanted you to have this info. If you guys are from this area, that you know anybody that's from this area, I mean, please, I pray to God that nobody has anybody that was involved in this. What's up, Tomboy? And no worries. So you know what I mean? I'm gonna let this finish out and then we're gonna talk a little bit more about it.
Cremated.
And Valerie joins us now in studio. So Valerie, listening to that woman, you can understand her anguish, her worry. What sort of charges, if any, could the owners be facing?
So right now the Sheriff's Department says that's unclear and that will all be part of this longer investigation, but that could take several months. The state regulatory agency that wrote up that report, they do allege that the owner attempted to conceal the improper storage of human remains. So that will probably play into that investigation. The FBI is also launching a federal investigation to see if any federal laws were violated. And Ellison, we should note that in the state of Colorado, it is not required to have a license to be an individual funeral home operator. Only the businesses require to be licensed with the state.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking.
That is a fact, CZ. This is my dog, Oscar, right here. A lot of you guys remember Oscar. This is him. Okay. And this is just sick. There's no cause, no call. They weren't licensed. They didn't have the right facilities. They didn't have their utilities on the way they were supposed to. None of that, folks. And they're just stacking these people's loved ones in this facility. They were, from what I'm understanding, the one story I read on this, they weren't even stored in like the refrigerated places that they're supposed to do this. This is insane. It's crazy. What's up, Sarge? Good to see you. Thank you, CZ. I appreciate that. Daisy, good to see you, dear. All you guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Sorry. Fremont County, Colorado. Yeah. And that's where this facility that I just showed you was. There's also, the crematorium is in, closer to Colorado Springs, I believe. So, I mean, it's just, this is horrific, folks. I couldn't believe this. One second, everybody. Now, there was also talk. Now, I don't know how true this is. You know how rumors get started immediately, okay? That they were selling bodies out of here. What the hell you're selling bodies for? I don't know. And I can't say that that's fact yet. So it's just a rumor. If I find it, of course, I'll give it to you guys. But, it is what it is. Sorry for the lighting in here with my screen. Again, I know I look like The Walking Dead, but that's another great question, Jaylit. Like, what took them so long? I think it's because of where this place is located. It's out there a bit, okay? And everybody was talking about the smell for a long time, complaining about it, and it just shows how lazy sometimes people can be to do their jobs, to go and check these things out, such as the health department and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Sarah D. Irish, good to see you. Well, and you know what's probably going to have to happen here, folks? This is so sad. They're offering people organic burials and stuff like that, in a sense, okay? Green burials, as they're calling it. And some of these are crematory scenarios. What I'm wondering, and what's probably going to have to happen, because it was stated, if I can find it, I'll show you guys, that one of the deputy coroners that went into this came out of this and ended up with a rash of sorts, just from being involved in this. So that's kind of creepy. That's freaky. Okay, there's something that he got from this. Just the time that it took him to help to remove the bodies and into checking the bodies out, he got a rash from this. Something's wrong. Okay, something's definitely wrong. Yeah, they're talking about this is a biohazard scenario, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. PMB, good to see you. It's crazy, folks. It's completely crazy. And they were all in very, very extensive states of decomposition too. I know, Cammie, that's what I said to my wife. I said, this reminds me of, I hate to say it like this, but one of these damn zombie movies that we've seen and that they have out there. You know what I mean? It's so sad. This is so, so sad. I just couldn't believe it. Here, let me see if I can get some new stuff here for you guys to see on this real quick. It's blew my mind. I said, wow. I said, I need to go live and talk about this with these guys. It's a Sunday thing. It's not typical as to what we would talk about. It's definitely criminal. So there's crime behind it. You know what I mean? But I just couldn't believe. Wheezy, what's going on? Yeah, and that's what I've heard. They sell these bodies. I'm not saying they're doing it, but for people to sell, deceased people or deceased bodies for drug trafficking, transportation. They sell them to other things for medical testing and unsanctioned medical testing, stuff like that. It's crazy. It's completely crazy. Now, I don't know if any of that went on with this. Again, this is based on rumor, that is. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's see what they're saying here.
Is uncovering new details about that disturbing discovery inside a Penrose funeral home.
Let's get straight to News Channel 13's Tyler Cunnington, who is live at this major crime scene tonight. Tyler, we learned quite a bit about this investigation today.
Yeah, Bart and Heather, as you said, a local disaster emergency has been put in place here in Fremont County that will assist in an investigation that's already going to take local, state, and federal agencies in order to complete. The discovery here at this Penrose Funeral Home behind me, shocking law enforcement this week. Fremont County Sheriff Alan Cooper, as well as County Coroner Randy Keller, both stating their top priority is focusing on the families being impacted by this disturbing development. The coroner calling that scene inside the funeral home a biohazard upon arrival Wednesday night. For perspective into what those deputies walked into that night, the inside of the building left one deputy coroner with a rash and a trip to the hospital due to the exposure. Now, as the number of bodies has climbed to at least 115, it's an all-hands-on-deck approach to make sure the scene is safe to work in as they begin the months-long process of removing and identifying the bodies and notifying the loved ones of the dead. A process that will even recruit lab teams from the FBI's Quantico office in Virginia.
We have a tremendous amount of support from our state and federal partners, and I'm extremely thankful for that because that would be very taxing for an agency my size.
Now, we do know that earlier this week, the owner of the funeral home told state agencies he was having, quote, issues at the property and said he was practicing taxidermy there. The sheriff stated he had been in contact with the owner of that property and they were cooperating so far. The FBI, meanwhile, has also launched a parallel investigation in order to see if any federal laws have been violated at this scene.
Now, that's what I would... The parallel investigation with the FBI, the rumor I heard was that investigation has to do with the possible selling of the bodies. Again, we don't know that for a fact yet, but we'll see what happens. Thank you so very much, Wheezy. I appreciate you so very much for that. And you're right, that's not taxidermy, folks, at all, and they better not have been doing that. That's another thing. Yeah, it's been closed for about a year. That's the thing, Robert. Can you imagine a year? And somebody mentioned something. My daughter was talking to me about this because she had seen it too. And she was like, this kind of coincides a little bit with COVID. Okay, so I wonder if any of these people passed because of COVID. And if so, what's the the transfer and I mean, I don't know this very well with this, how this would work, but if these bodies are diseased with COVID and they pass from it, how does that work? And what's the decomposition levels? If they're not being stored properly and all that kind of stuff, like what the hell? That's a little crazy to me too. Okay. I mean, very much so. Very, very much so, guys. So yeah, that's insane to me. If that's the case, Rita, that's nuts. Welcome, by the way, hon. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Pure contamination. Right. That's what I see. I was wondering. Thank you, Carolyn, because the COVID doesn't die. The person does. This is what I understood. Okay. It stays that way. And if it's, it thrives in the cold, as we were told. We don't know. We don't know. Carolyn's saying that's her opinion, and I appreciate that. That's what I said. I don't know. That's interesting too. Interesting point. CR says the military uses bodies to see how they blow up. If it's I've heard about that before, CR. I've definitely heard about that. So this is the thing, folks. Reach out to Dago about the Discord link. What are we talking about, Brandy? Yeah, that's what I would think is the organ thing. You would have to freeze those immediately. I truly would believe that. Oh yeah, it's okay, Josie. Thank you, hon. I appreciate it. She was in there to help with maintenance and stuff like that, Daisy. So let me see here. Good to see you, Sarge. So as a walking biohazard, I take issue with the concept of green funeral or being left to rot away as the result. I mean, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that again, understand that, folks. This place has been down with no electricity, no nothing for over a year now. These over 115 plus bodies have been in here for over a year now, decomposing at a quick rate, obviously, because there's nothing like the morgues that have the coolers and stuff, as you call it, to keep them at that level, to keep the decomposition level from going faster. Can you imagine? Like, that's horrifying, absolutely horrifying. Right. That's the other thing, is there was levels of like certain types of mold in this building and this and that. What? This is insane. What the hell is going on? That this thing would even remotely be able to happen. You know what I mean? Insane.
Meanwhile, everyone driving down Highway 115 should expect this scene to be a crime scene for quite a while, and expected to be at least several weeks. For now, reporting live in Penrose, Tyler Cunnington, 13 Investigates.
Mitakui Oyasin again. Welcome. Where are their family members? Yeah, well, they're all finding out. Nobody knows who's who. So they're going to have to go through 115 plus bodies to identify these bodies first by their dental records. Okay. Then they're going to have to get in touch with who these people belong to, as far as loved ones go, who their family members are, who this and that. I mean, this is insane, guys. Insane. I can't. What the hell is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? This is sick. Completely.
On your Friday night, I'm Rob Quirk. Diane has the night off. More than 100 bodies found improperly stored inside Return to Nature Funeral Home in Penrose. In response, Governor Polis has declared a local disaster emergency in Fremont County tonight. We put together a team to dive into every angle to help you get up to speed on this tragedy. News 5's Eleanor Sheehan starts our team coverage. She's live outside the funeral home in Penrose with the new information from investigators tonight. Eleanor?
The investigation began this week after neighbors complained of a bad odor, and you can still smell that bad odor coming from the funeral home here in Penrose. Now take a look here behind me. You can see three gentlemen in these white suits. They look like to be something with hazmat or hazardous. Today in the press conference, the coroner did say inside the funeral home is a hazardous situation. Now, I spoke with one neighbor today who says this discovery comes as a shock for the small community of Penrose.
The Return to Nature Funeral Home in Penrose, a place families trusted to take care of the loved ones they have lost. It's now the subject of a wide-ranging investigation.
Yeah, it's kind of probably a shock for this little community.
Keith Pavetti has lived in this house for 13 years. He can see the funeral home from his driveway and hasn't seen any activity around the building in months.
It's been a strange operation over there. When they first opened, they looked like they had like one service over there where there was a lot of cars and stuff. And after that, there was like two vehicles parked behind the building. We've never seen anybody over there.
Keith says he started picking up on a smell coming from the building a few weeks ago.
The smell keeps getting worse. We just started noticing smell about 2 weeks ago. And we don't notice it here, but up on that end of the property, we do.
That smell led authorities to finding 115 bodies stored improperly inside the funeral home.
The area of the funeral home where the bodies were improperly stored was horrific.
The coroner did not want to go into any more detail about the condition inside the funeral home out of respect for the families impacted, but says it's a dangerous situation for anyone entering inside.
While we want to process this scene as quickly as possible, the safety of the investigators entering the funeral home is of critical importance.
The sheriff says his goal is to make sure every body is treated with respect. while getting answers for the families impacted by this discovery.
This case is my office's highest priority, and we will do all within our statutory authority and assessing every resource available for the resolution that you deserve.
Keith says his heart goes out to the families who have been impacted.
6 months ago, our daughter passed away, and I would hate for not to know where her remains were at and not cared for the way they should have been.
I asked the sheriff if they've made contact with the owners of the funeral home. He says they have been in contact with them, and as for now, they are cooperating. But again, he did not want to give any further information on that part of this discovery. He said that no arrests have been made yet, and he did not want to comment on possible charges going forward. In Penrose, Eleanor Sheehan, News 5.
Absolutely crazy. Crazy, folks. I mean, what's next? This is insane. Completely. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Trying to find the 1 moment here. All right. Sorry. It is horrible. And I'm hoping it's bad enough if these people were adults and things like that. I hope there's no children involved in this. That's beyond horrific. You know what I mean? Let me see. All right. We got it. Like I said, I'm just showing you guys different variations and different news outlets and what they're saying. And there's something different in some of them. Some of them are the same, but mostly it's all the same stuff with different things being said. So
outside the Return to Nature funeral home, investigators put up crime scene tape and searched through a hearse. Documents obtained by 9 News highlight new details on what went on inside the facility, where 115 bodies were found. The Colorado Department of Regulatory Agency says the owner of the funeral home claimed he practices taxidermy at the Penrose location and acknowledged that there was a problem on the property. When police executed a warrant, they found evidence that human remains were improperly stored, and the owner attempted to conceal them, state investigators say.
Without providing too much detail to avoid further victimizing these families, the area of the funeral home where the bodies were improperly stored was horrific.
While the sheriff in Fremont County promises an investigation, the coroner wants to ensure the families of the victims find closure.
I want to assure everyone that the loved ones in this facility will be treated with the utmost care and respect. Our hearts go out to everyone impacted by this tragedy, and we will take every measure possible to get families the answers they deserve.
The Return to Nature funeral home advertises green burials where bodies are not embalmed and often placed in wicker caskets. The state has now shut down all its locations as they work to determine what exactly the owner meant when he told investigators he practiced taxidermy here in Penrose. Mark Salinger, 9 News.
That's got me a little nervous too, guys. The whole taxidermy thing. I pray to God that's not what it sounds like. You know what I mean? That would be beyond horrific. That makes no sense to me that he would even mention taxidermy while we have a funeral home here involved. They had 2 locations that I know of, Rock Chalk. The second location was in Colorado Springs, and that was a crematorium, okay? That's what I'm saying, Salty. If that they said we practice taxidermy, and that's what he was doing here, it's a funeral home, for God's sakes. So how do those 2 go together? Explain that to me. You know? That's what I'm saying. It sounds crazy. I mean, I get what it is, Sarge, but you don't put those two together in nothing. That's crazy. Happy 84th birthday. Who's that for? Is that Leslie? I absolutely can, Miss Leslie's mom. 84? How wow. Happy birthday. Remind me tomorrow, Leslie, when we're live, and I will make sure I pay attention to it. So happy birthday. Happy 84th birthday. I'll just say mom, since that's what it is. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope it's the best day possible, but remind me and I will make sure that I make it a little bit more noticeable tomorrow. I hope that she has a great day. It is straight out of Psycho. Great point there, Firefly. Right, NASDAQ. Emily, Janie, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, guys, there was no way I wasn't going to bring this to you guys because I couldn't believe it. So I figured you guys would just be like, what? You know, it's pretty scary stuff. It's scary that these things happen in this day and age, guys. It really is. If that's the Emily that I think, it's wonderful to see you here. Thank you for joining us today. Very wonderful to see you guys here. All right, let's see what we got.
Shocked to learn that the industry was one of the least regulated in Colorado. That until recently, Governor Polis signed a law last year that allows investigators to inspect funeral homes if they receive a complaint. Before the law, Colorado Department of Regulatory Agencies could not inspect a funeral home without the consent of the owner. Under Colorado law, green burials are legal, but remains that are not buried within 24 hours must be properly refrigerated. According to Return to Nature Funeral Home's website, its mission has, quote, always been green burial. That process, a way for people to bury their loved ones with minimal environmental impact. The funeral home's website states a green burial reduces carbon emissions by not using embalming fluid or unnatural items. That law is referenced on the funeral home's website. It states in the state of Colorado, within 24 hours, the body must be either embalmed or placed in a regulated temperature-controlled environment, meaning under refrigeration, dry ice, etc. And we're learning more from public records about the investigation and the owners of the funeral home. Our team coverage continues with Allison Zimmerman in studio here. So what did you uncover, Allison?
Well, Rob, according to the state owner, John Halford, told the program director of the Office of Funeral Home and Crematory Registration he had a problem at the Penrose location. He even claimed he practices taxidermy at the property. That same document says Halford tried to conceal the improperly stored remains. And that yesterday, Halford did not grant access to an investigator for an inspection. State has also ordered the immediate suspension of his Colorado Springs location. According to the Department of Regulatory Agencies, or DORA, the license for the Penrose Funeral Home expired in November of last year, meaning the location where those remains were found was not supposed to be operating as a funeral home for nearly a year. John Halford, the primary owner of the funeral homes, along with his wife Carrie, have been facing some legal trouble. Their Colorado Springs funeral home was previously on Platte Avenue. An open case in El Paso County found the company leasing that building say the Halfords owed them more than $97,000. Another case from a funeral services company claimed the Halfords did not pay them for more than $18,000 for services.
And you were able to track down other information about what kind of credentials Halford may or may not have to run this funeral business. What'd you find out?
Right. So what's interesting is in Colorado, funeral homes are regulated, but the actual workers in the funeral industry, not so much. There are some laws on the books, though, when it comes to someone that's going to advertise themselves or reference themselves as a funeral director, a mortuary science practitioner, or an embalmer. There are certain requirements that you have to meet if you're going to advertise yourself as such. For a funeral director, that means 2,000 hours practicing or interning as a director and directing at least 50 funerals or graveside services. We found John Halford did hold an apprentice license in Oklahoma, meaning he'd have to be working under someone who was licensed. I asked that state's funeral board if he held a funeral director or an embalmer's license. They said he has never held one of those licenses. We're working to find out if Halford may have received a license from another state. We did find a provisional license in Texas that was canceled under his name, but so far, no others.
Okay, so this guy was never even licensed to do this legally. He could work under somebody, but never was able to do it himself, you know? This is nuts. Completely nuts. It wasn't even a full license, CZ. He was like an apprentice. He could work with somebody that was licensed, never had the actual license itself. It's crazy. Crazy. That's insane. How you doing, Pisces? Good to see you, dear. What do we have here? Yeah, right. Exactly, Anne. I can agree with that. That's a fact. Pisces. It's about a funeral home in Colorado. They found 115 decomposing bodies there. The place hadn't been open for well over a year. No utilities, no nothing. They weren't stored in the correct places, and they were decomposing. I don't think so. Mitakui. I feel so bad. I know I'm saying that wrong. Mitakayu, maybe Mitakaye. I don't think he's in jail, but he should be. And I think that they're looking for somebody else that is the person that's actually responsible for this. So, well, and here's the thing, Sarge. Some of these people were still waiting on this. The ones that were cremated and stuff, you know what I mean? That's a great question, though. Like, what's going on? So, but other people were receiving, from what the other one story that was read to me, were receiving ashes in some senses, and they are not. They weren't the people, which is creepy to me. Like, what did they just have a fire going and they were just taking wood ashes and putting them in? You know, that's sick. I'm sorry. We were there in 5 days, but yeah, that's the way it should be. You know what I mean? I would imagine. And that's the thing, is it took the smell to wake everybody up to this, and then it's still, the smell had been going on for a little while, you know, and then it just now got their attention. So, wow, that's crazy, completely crazy. All right, let's see here. Let me give you guys this real quick. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Carolyn. Exactly. Let me see here. And then when you go and you pull this up, this is what we have available 24 hours a day. Our mission has always been green burial. I mean, look, you know, they make it look so great. Family, secure portal. You can order floral arrangements, submit tribute information, tributes and obituaries. I mean, look at all these people. All of these people that they've dealt with, they've helped with this, and they're not doing their job with this, folks. This is sick. This is one of the sickest things I've ever heard in my life. That's what I'm saying. That's a good point there. It's a damn shame when you can't even trust a damn funeral home at this point, you know? No, hon, this is in Colorado. Groveport, Ohio. That's further south from me, quite a bit actually. No idea there, Sarge. This is just so sad. 115 plus, they're saying. So it's, who knows? Who knows? Who knows, guys? But this is how they advertise. You know what I mean? Pine Box, the Pine Box Company, too. I mean, come on. And when you to go to contact them, here's these gentlemen here. Look at these guys. You know, they should be ashamed of themselves. Look at these guys. These are the peeps. Disgusting. Completely and utterly disgusting. Makes me sick. Call day or night, of course. Colorado's. Oh, so they got Colorado Springs, Monument, Manitou Springs, Fountain, Callahan, Peyton, Woodland Park area. So they have multiple areas, locations that they were located at. 5-star reviews, bullshit. Google verified reviews, bullshit. Bullshit. This is disgusting, folks. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm guessing, hold on here. I'm guessing these guys right here, Pisces, these are the responsible people, I'm guessing. Who to contact. Okay. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is the FEMA. Okay, Department of Defense, who they're connected to supposedly. The Pine Box Company. Okay, but that's them. That's their site right there. Hey, MCOS. Good to see you. Is JH here? I don't know who that is. But anyway, there's that. Yeah, right. That's what I said, Mandy. Let me see something here. Well, this is their Facebook stuff as well. Right. Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's interesting, Carolyn. That's a very interesting point to make. So we have this comment here from May 8th. I have been a client of Mrs. Helen Karen for some months and would highly recommend her services. She has assisted me with my complex financial structures, and I have been more than happy with the results. She's had a lot of good reviews. If you want to invest in crypto, Forex, and stock, kindly reach out to Mrs. Helen. I invested $500 and earned $6,900 within 7 days. I make profits on a weekly basis now with the help of this amazing trader. Contact Miss Helen. What does that have to do with a funeral home? Okay? That's what I'm saying. And then Miss Victoria Steed posts, don't recommend return to Nature Funeral Home. 115 bodies found rotting in their Penrose location. After they abandoned their location, it took neighbors complaining about a horrible stench and fluids, guys, fluids leaking from the windows. What? To get it checked. 115 families are left traumatized again as law enforcement has to do DNA testing to find out who these bodies. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Fluids leaking from the windows. They're going to have to burn this place to the ground. They're going to have to probably do a mass grave and find an enclosed facility where they can do a mass cremation for this, unfortunately. You can't bury these people now. Okay? They're going to have to do a mass cremation in an enclosed facility and have this done. How are you going to do that? I want to know how. Boppity bop. Welcome. Good to see you. Oh, yeah. They got to bring FEMA in on this for sure. Melissa D, good to see you. This is crazy, folks. Absolutely crazy. Wildfire, good to see you, dear. So that's the only thing I can think of to solve this is, like I said, that they would have to do a mass cremation in an enclosed facility. Excuse me, folks. I gotta grab something. I'll be right back if you don't mind. All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right. All right. All right. SRB. Good to see ya. One day ago, don't die and come here. You'll end up rotting inside their building. Horrible. June 28th. Worst place ever. This is from October 7th. Don't trust them with your loved one. They have no compassion or empathy. They only want your money. Zero customer service. You have to constantly call them. They never call you. I wouldn't send my dog to this place. What happened? What was your experience? A year ago this month, Return to Nature Funeral Home was there for loved ones who lost their wife and mother. Their professionalism and service was impeccable. I would recommend them to anyone. Yeah, would you? Guess not. Wow. Well, we got a couple good comments. Unless these people are putting their own comments in. You never know. I don't see much of anything other than. Hmm. John and Bess. So there's different names being thrown around with this. Hmm. Well, let's see. Is there anything else here? So this is one of them. Okay, Pisces. Thank you, dear. Well, that's interesting. Wow. Wow. I'm just saying, this is crazy. This whole thing is crazy. Let's see if this gives me. Let me see here. I don't know. I don't see any kind of a price thing. What's up, back sheet? That's what I was wondering. Are they actual people, or are they just? Did somebody just throw some pictures of people in here? SRB, good to see you, dear. Finally built from the finest lumber left over at a home builder's track. Yeah, well, it makes you wonder. For sure. Noni, good to see you. And again, that's a good point, my dear. Very good point. This isn't very cheerful. Can we get back to murder? Well, that's not cheerful either, Vic. Cremated is probably sold. That's a good point, NASDAQ. Typically unique. Awesome. Good to see you, Miss Cat Lady. We've missed you. I'm jealous. Sounds like a wonderful dinner. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're hanging out with your sister. No, SRB, not at all. I think you came in late, so you didn't get to see it, unfortunately. One second here. I'll play something for those of you that just popped in here. There you go. This is for those of you that just popped in here.
Declaration by the governor is also very important as this investigation moves forward. Hazmat teams on scene right now. That declaration will free up more resources and manpower moving forward. Besides, Maggie Bryan is live in Penrose with more on just how extensive this effort from the state agencies has become. Maggie?
Yeah, Robin, some of those agencies still here tonight. The Fremont County Sheriff says that this case is his highest priority right now. Even funeral directors from across the state say they are on standby and ready to help families affected.
During the last 48 hours, my office made a very disturbing discovery in the town of Penrose, Colorado.
The shocking discovery of more than 115 improperly stored bodies at a funeral home in Penrose.
We just started to notice some smell about 2 weeks ago.
Is prompting assistance from agencies across the state and nation.
The area of the funeral home where the bodies were improperly stored was horrific.
This is going to be a very, very lengthy process.
The Fremont County coroner says it could take months before the scene at Return to Nature Funeral Home is cleared and the remains are identified.
Forensic identification through fingerprints, medical or dental records, or possibly DNA will need to be completed.
Governor Jared Polis declared an emergency disaster for the county on Thursday night, which will help bring in resources from state agencies like the Emergency Operations Center. The FBI is also on scene and says it will be bringing in specialized teams from Quantico, Virginia to process the scene.
These are teams with additional training and specialized equipment that serve to process scenes of national magnitude, to include the response to 9/11 and major airline incidents.
The Fremont County coroner says coroner's offices from across the state are standing by to help identify bodies.
Families will be notified as soon as absolutely possible.
The president of the Colorado Funeral Directors Association says their members are ready to help families needing proper burials.
This is such a horrific tragedy. This should never happen any place, much less in Colorado. At this point, all of the Colorado Funeral Directors Association member firms are on standby to help in any way that we can.
And although the smell is still a little bit unpleasant out here, the Fremont County coroner says there is no public health risk to neighbors in this surrounding area. The sheriff says that in the next few days to expect some tents, maybe some fencing to go up around the building so that they can get ready to move the remains from out of the funeral home. In Penrose, I'm Maggie Bryan, News 5.
The thing I'm curious about is, I mean, we see the facility, right? But 115 bodies in one facility, like, how did they have them stored? That's what I'm curious about. Were they just stacked? I mean, this is horrible. Absolutely horrible. What do we got going on over here? Julie Dunn. Absolutely, NASDAQ. No problems, hon. Welcome. Good to have you here. What do we got going on? I got to see. Did somebody CR gifted 5? We got NASDAQ in the sauce. Murky Piglet. Typically Unique. V. Oakley. And Dorian Gastante. Congrats, guys. Welcome to the sauce. Some new meatballs. And thank you so much again for that, CR. That is appreciated. So very awesome. So very awesome, I guess. So make sure you guys have your gifting open for that. Let me see something here. It's great to have you here, guys, and have you guys in the sauce with all of us. So, 1 second, guys. Let me do something here. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to see something. Why it's not working, I don't know. But give me one moment. Chrissy C, good to see you. Well, if there was no electricity, no nothing running, Mandy, I would imagine. I wonder if HVAC was the reason the smell was triggered. Maybe it got cooler there and the heat kicked on. But they're saying there was no electricity. I'm not 100% sure. Thank you very much, Miss SRB. Appreciate you. Yes, absolutely. What Salty said. Excuse me. All right. Let's see here. Well, yeah, but if they're saying that the electricity was off, wouldn't that run from the heater? The furnace would have to run from that, I would think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to know for a fact, but I don't know. Let's see here. Again, make sure you guys are available and open to receive gifts so that you can get memberships when and if they're sent out, because you never know. You never know. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. It's cold here today, folks. It is cold. Very, very cold. Looks like there's a light on in there, but there's not. All right. See, Sherry K gifted a membership. Deborah Thompson. Karen Greenberg. Shinlo. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's all 5. Mandy Joe was gifted 1 too. There you go, guys. There you go. Giving back a little bit. This month coming up here, we're doing the giveaway, like I was saying. It's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna get that awesome sweater. Let's see. Jean Del Rio, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. 97 degrees. I did hear about that. Carolyn, one moment here. Sorry, guys. Making some things happen. Yeah, there were 160 people arrested in a human trafficking case today here in this state that I'm in, folks. 160. We just had this happen last week, too. Absolutely, my dear. You know I love you. I'm glad you got it. Good vibes. Yes. Absolutely, Miss Sherry. Absolutely. Welcome, guys. For those of you that are newer, welcome to the sauce with the rest of us. It is appreciated so very much that you guys are here. We love you guys so very much. What was I doing now? Let me check this and this. And like I said, I know this is a little off the beaten path, guys, from what we do. You know what I mean? Yeah, another one, Mandy. So, but it was something I had to put out there for you guys. I did. Very much did. Well, there's other things going on, guys. There's Ohio's got a lot of missing kids in Cleveland areas and up there like that. We've talked about this before. Oh, no problems, Rock Chalk. Let me see here. This wasn't today. I think there was a couple of them I thought that happened. Hold on a second here. Show you this here. Give me 1 second. This is what Carolyn's talking about. Since we got a little time to talk about a couple different things, but check this out. Okay, Daisy, 1 second. Well, hold on. Before I show you that, then let me check my email real quick, guys. 1 second.
Really disturbing story in eastern.
Hold on. This is out of Pocatello, Idaho. Molly sent me this, and then I'll pull up what Daisy sent me, and I got another one from Pisces as well. Yeah, this is Molly's right here. I was going to it, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry. I started to get off track, but here we go. All right, thank you, Molly, my dear.
In Idaho. As a word of caution, the details of this story are graphic and
Hold on. Throw up a trigger warning just in case. Anybody that may be upset by this, please know what we're talking about. This is Molly's right here.
might be uncomfortable for some of our viewers. 12 bodies and roughly 50 fetuses were recovered from a funeral home in Pocatello. This all broke out last week after an inspector found the bodies decomposing inside the business. The Ada County and Bannock County coroners are working to identify the bodies. In the meantime, the funeral home's owner has surrendered his license. Police say no charges have been filed. The investigation is ongoing.
Wow. What the hell? Fetuses, Molly? That's, oh my God. Well, I guess this is a regular thing then, folks, all over the U.S. Oh, okay. Thank you, Daisy. I gotcha. Gotcha. And Pisces, I have all that stuff, hon. I think the stuff you sent me is stuff I've shown before you jumped in here, hon. But let me see what this one is. This is via CNN. Yeah, I showed all that. There's also some really bad stuff going on over in Israel right now, too. Really bad, guys. So please pray for all of these people. If you're a praying person, everything going on all over the world, if you will, just keep it in your thoughts. This is just nuts to me, though. I couldn't believe this funeral home thing. This was just crazy. Good Lord. I'll bet. That's crazy. That as soon as I heard the fetus thing, Molly, that's insane. Like, what the hell? I don't even know if I want to know at this point, but this is what we do. Definitely what we do. So this thing here is what's going on, what has been going on in Ohio. It wasn't just today, but just to catch you up on what Carolyn was saying. Here we go.
Ohio now. This morning, 160 people are facing charges in Ohio accused of human trafficking. It's the latest in a series of law enforcement stings across the country. One just last week in Florida saw more than 200 arrests. Stephanie Haynes joins us live to tell us a little bit more about what we're learning about these suspects. And Stephanie, these suspects, it's chilling. They include educated, distinguished, high-ranking individuals. It's happening all around us for people in our everyday lives.
Marky, chilling indeed. I mean, these are teachers, these are coaches, nurses, retirees, people you and I would know in our communities, and it can really happen anywhere. And law enforcement say that this problem is so pervasive that even the most successful operations, like this one in Ohio or like one in Florida last week, doesn't even begin to put a dent in this problem. But it doesn't stop law enforcement from stepping up their game every single time to try to clamp down on human trafficking.
Your hands up. This is one of 160 arrests made in Ohio over the past week in what law enforcement calls Operation Buyer's Remorse.
Hey! How's it going, buddy? It's not just cops. Everybody that's in the fight, that's trying to help the survivors of human trafficking, is there on the ground, and every one of them is necessary.
In Polk County, Florida, more than 200 people were arrested last week in a similar undercover operation, including 35 who investigators say were living in the country illegally, and 2 alleged traffickers.
Sometimes we work an entire operation without being able to identify the human trafficker because the ladies are scared to death of them. So we think it's a big, big deal.
Former FBI agent and News Nation Law and Justice contributor Jennifer Coffendorfer says operations like this are becoming more and more frequent in order to try to clamp down on what she calls a crisis.
Now we are seeing the fruits of the labor of after COVID being over. These investigations are being brought into fruition now. I think because of the porous border situation, where you have even more vulnerable people that are going to be susceptible and being trafficked. Unfortunately, you're going to see even more of a rise in these types of cases.
And one thing Jennifer points out there is that so many of these human trafficking cases are getting that much more attention. So that means that they are getting more and more resources. And as you saw with Sheriff Brady in Florida there, that there were all these people standing behind him. Half of those people, even more, are social services workers who help in these sting operations to work with these potential victims to make sure that they get the help that they need and don't fall back into that human trafficking pattern. Adrienne.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find.
We've been hearing more about human trafficking stings in the Mahoning Valley and throughout the state. Ohio Attorney General.
Now, this is my actual local. This is my actual local news channel here. They cover a 3-county area and statewide on this end of the state where I live. So this is my local stuff, and they're talking about it here too. Okay.
Dave Yost announced the success of his human trafficking crackdown called Operation Buyer's Remorse. The operation led to 160 arrests. Major Jeff Allen of the Mahoning County Sheriff's Office is here to talk about how these stings help as the concern around human trafficking grows in our state. Thanks so much for being here, Major.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we have been hearing more about these sting operations to fight back against human trafficking. Have you been seeing more cases growing throughout Mahoning County and across the state?
Not that I've been seeing them growing. I believe they've always been here. I just believe that the law enforcement around here under Sheriff Green and the areas that participate in our task force are becoming more aggressive, which is showing you guys an uptick that's actually already been there.
Right. Now, members of the Mahoning Valley Human Trafficking Task Force have been using these undercover operations, as you mentioned, to catch these criminals. So can you just talk to us about how do these stings work and how much really has it been helping to fight back against these cases?
Well, the one we just did, Operation Buyer's Remorse, Attorney General Yost believes, like in any criminal organization, that if you limit the demand, you'll limit the supply, which is absolutely true. So when he organizes these statewide stings like this with all his trafficking task forces, that's what his end goal is to reduce the demand. If you reduce the demand, you'll reduce the supply. So I believe they are successful. I hope. A lot of our previous ones are, if you guys remember, a lot of our previous ones are targeting on people online looking to engage in any kind of illegal activity with minors. Those are extremely successful also.
Right. And I know you mentioned that this isn't new, it's been a problem, but why do you think human trafficking has continued to be such a widespread issue?
The money that they make off of a human being far outweighs what they'll make off of drugs, guns, or any other criminal enterprise. They can make more money off a human being throughout the years that they have control of them than you can ever imagine in drugs or gun business.
And I know you mentioned some of the strategies already, using social media and trying to fight the demand. And, you've seen a lot of these cases as the Mahoning County Sheriff Office Major. What are some of the other strategies that are being used to try and crack down on human trafficking even further?
One of the most common features of sex trafficker targets is an individual's vulnerability. Especially if they've been some type of abused in the past. So our task force not only targets such cases as trafficking of persons, we are very, very active in child pornography. We're very active in these John stings, as we call them, demand reduction stings, and like I said, the underage predator stings. I believe if you target all three of those areas, you definitely reduce the chances of somebody becoming a victim.
This latest operation led to 160 arrests. Is this becoming the norm when it comes to just how large these stings are getting?
You mean the amount of people being arrested?
Yeah.
There's years you see them grow substantially, and then there's years they stay kind of status quo. But I can't tell year to year when we do our underage things. Some years they grow in huge amounts, and some years we stay status quo. It really all depends. That's the one thing myself and Sheriff Green say about these underage things is you never know. You never know who's out there and who's coming to look, because the internet provides like a security for this person to hide behind. And that's what we target, is the internet the majority of the time.
Yeah, well, good to see lots of efforts to fight such a major problem. Thank you so much, Major Jeff Allen with the Mahoning County Sheriff's Office. Again, thanks for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, Sheriff Jerry Green says that without the assistance of all the local agencies supplying manpower, this task force would not be as successful as it is.
All right. Now, something else that goes with this that really bugs me, that has been going on for a while, okay? We talked about this before, guys. I did a whole show on this one night because it blew my mind. Kind of like an emergency type show, I called it. Let's see here. Now, this was a few months ago, right? We did a story about, 30 children missing in 2 weeks in the city of Cleveland. That was 3 months ago, right? I think. Maybe 4 months ago, roughly. Let me see here. Let's see, 1 second. One second, folks. Now, Deline, good to see you. 2 months. Okay, here we go. Now this goes, it plays into the whole human trafficking as far as I'm concerned, okay? And the missing children thing really bugs me. You guys know it does. It has. Yeah, I know. It's interesting, Sarge. I agree. Um, so this is something that's pretty big to me too.
Each week, we cover a missing person
Get into
case
it.
here on News Nation. To date, we have featured more than 100 cases in our ongoing missing series. This issue is very important to us, and it has recently caught our attention that one state is seeing an alarming number of missing kids. The Ohio Attorney General's office says more than 1,000 kids, 1,000 have been reported missing so far this year, with a large number of those disappearances centered around the Cleveland area. Cleveland police tell us that they are working about 65 active missing kids cases right now. They say many of those cases can be categorized as habitual runaways. Still, the chief acknowledged missing children's cases in the Cleveland area are up about 20% this year. The question being, why are the numbers so high in Ohio? John Majoy is president of the board of directors for Cleveland Missing, also the Newburgh Heights police chief. John, thank you for being with us this morning. I've seen this story kind of trickle to the surface over the last couple of weeks. It is highly concerning whether they're runaways or not. Put this in perspective and context for me, these numbers and how concerned you are.
So to begin, thank you for having me. And this is a very important topic, and we appreciate the attention that's being directed towards it. So the numbers are up just a little bit, and there's several different variables that equate to it. We had an influx in the late spring and May into June when the weather was turning nice in Ohio and school was letting out. And then now we're entering the fall. The weather's still halfway decent. Kids are back in school, but some of them clearly don't want to go to school and they become runaways. But it's also important to note that one child missing is one too many, and so this is why we need to keep this at the forefront. We need to go ahead and let the public know that they're the biggest asset in bringing these kids home safe, because there's just not enough officers out there to be the eyes and ears like the public is. And so with the number that we have, again, it is a little bit higher, but as you heard from Cleveland, that a lot of these are habitual runaways, which doesn't minimize the dangers, because these children are susceptible to be victimized, whether it's into drugs or gang violence or sex trafficking or something like that.
Right, and we know traffickers target kids, they lure them, they have gotten very creative in the ways that they go about their business to try to trap children. The age range for kids that are missing in this area tends to be about 12 to 17. What is the trafficking situation in Ohio, and has it gotten worse, and how is it being investigated?
So one of the problems with the trafficking is that this is sometimes a crime that's happening right underneath of our noses and we don't even know it. But fortunately, in Northeast Ohio, we have a human trafficking task force, and they do a really good job at following up on tips and being proactive in what they do. But again, it's just one of those crimes where a lot of people don't really tie certain things into it, like prostitution. They just think that it's a misdemeanor crime. But forced prostitution becomes human trafficking, and it can lead to other things. And again, sometimes these kids, they just don't even know that they're being victimized when they get lured into situations like this, which makes these cases all the more important.
What else stands out to you about the rise in Ohio compared to other states right now?
I don't know that there's any one acute thing that says, okay, this is the boilerplate reason why we're seeing this. I think it's just more over a unique situation. What we don't want to do is we don't want to overemphasize this and create public panic. Right now, there's no intelligence pointing to any serial abductors or anything unusual like that. The most recent Amber Alert in Northeast Ohio was in the end of June with the Keyshawn Williams case, who unfortunately still remains missing. However, I give credit to the Cleveland Police Department because they're actively working this case. This past weekend, they were in the Slavic Village area where they were orchestrating volunteers to go door to door to hand out flyers. And so it still remains an active case. There's still a lot of concern. But again, kudos to the Cleveland Police Department because they continue to work this and they work it hard.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, one missing child, whether they left on their own or not, is one too many. John Majoy, we'll continue to follow this. And I know many of these cases get solved, but many are still mysteries. And we remain a partner with you to try to solve them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the partnership.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, they were blaming it on the weather being warm at that time. You know, that doesn't, I don't care. It's not an excuse, you know? Hey, Bada, what's up? Good, excuse me, good to see you. So yeah, again, the whole trafficking scenario, I threw that out there with the kids because I think it's all related, guys. I think it's interrelated 100%. All right, sorry about that. You want me to be higher? Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why our kids are I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. Miss Emily, welcome to the family. Hey, hey. I see you, Dago or Beth. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, Butter. Like the name. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you. Sorry. My wife and we had a little Halloween party for the kids today. And my wife made some of these things. Little chocolate covered pretzel things with candy stuff on them. I had a couple. I shouldn't have, but I did. Excuse me. Yes. Welcome to the sauce, Miss Emily. I hope you guys can hear all that. Call me. What are we talking about? Call you. Okay. One moment here. If somebody needs to call in, that number there is 234-703-4047. If you got something you want to say about this, please feel free to call me. The Colorado funeral home scenario. Please feel free to give me a call if you got something to say on this. I appreciate it. Want to hear it. Lucille, good to see you. Jennifer Romero, welcome. Yes, she made some. I love chocolate clever pretzels. This thing. These with the brown chocolate and the white chocolate. Sky, nothing. Don't take this personal. And nothing against Emily. I want her there, but because of everything that's going on recently, ton fast. I don't know what that means, Butter. I'm sorry, hun. Excuse me. We have to wait that whole 45 days after you become a member. Sky and Emily, and my apologies, but we have to wait that 45 days to get somebody in the Discord, and it's only for precautionary reasons from what we've just gone through. But as long as Emily, once she becomes a member, and she's been a member, well, she's a member for 45 days, we can definitely bring her into the Discord with the rest of us for sure. No problems with that at all. But we got to do that way nowadays just to prevent, not saying she would have anything to do with it, but it's just, that's the protocol for it. Oh, thank you so much for understanding, Emily. You know what we've been going through. And I thank you once again for your help with that. along with Sky. We appreciate you so much. But as soon as she hits that 45 days, I would be glad to bring her in there. I promise you that. Benny Keys, my friend Molly recommended me to come take a look at your channel. I like what you got going. Thanks, Benny. I appreciate that. Appreciate you, sir. Good to see you. Wait, what'd you say there? All right, all right. Yes, thank you so much for that, Emily. And again, it's just to prevent any further issue. You know how that goes. Thank you for joining us today, Benny. It's appreciate seeing you in here, brother. I've watched your show quite a bit, actually. So it's good to see you, bro. I appreciate the support very much so. Okay. Late here across the pond. Oh, that's the damn Discord making a lot of noise. My apologies, folks. All right. So Riley Nicole, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Absolutely, bro. Same to you. 100%. Christine, I'm not even going to try to say that. I'm going to slaughter that shit like crazy. A wanted chick, something like that. Thank you for joining us, Christine. What am I missing in Colorado? There was a funeral home. They found 115. Is that? Oh, okay. Is that? Yeah. Is that Remy's friend? Okay. Yeah, it's private, Beth. You can contact me through that number with no problem. No worries. Absolutely, bro. Same to you. I hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going good for you, my friend. Okay, I know I remember now. I'm sorry. You say it. I want to check low. Thanks for spotlighting what's going on in Cleveland. Absolutely. It's bad. You know, it's not far from me either, and it bothers me. So I just don't know what the deal is. Like, leave our kids alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. Leave them alone. Go deal with bother other people. Leave our kids alone. Like I said, 160 people arrested in a short period of time for trafficking. That's crazy. Crazy. And I just feel like the kids are involved, guys. I hate to say it, but I feel like they're involved. Going back to the different theories and stories about Summer and other cases we've seen. It ain't hard to believe, It's not hard to believe. It's really not. So just saying. Yeah, Beth, whenever you want to call, hon, I'm right here. Valerie, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Crystal, what's going on, my dear? Good to see you. I hope you guys are having a good Sunday today. I'm telling you, Carolyn, it just doesn't make no sense for it not to be connected. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Right. Doctor, school, church, group home, for real. That's right. Hey, people, leave our kids alone. For real. That should be the theme song for the city of Cleveland, for the state of Ohio at this point. You know what I'm saying? The wall. Good stuff, Butter. Yeah, whenever you want or ready to call, you're more than welcome to. Now, tomorrow, guys, I know a lot of you guys are probably over this, but I got to do it tomorrow so I can do the other stuff throughout the week. Tomorrow, we're jumping into Idaho. Some stuff popped over the weekend. You all know that what's it called? Sorry. The Howard Bloom airmail pop that dropped. There's some stuff in there. Of course, other creators already put some stuff out. We're going to be talking about a little bit of that tomorrow and some stuff that I have issues with. I had a conversation with Jules today about that, and we're both kind of like perplexed about this scenario. You know what I mean? So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Tuesday, we're going back to Delphi. Wednesday, we got to go back and do the fraternity and sororities in Idaho. And then Thursday, back to Delphi some more, because I got some peeps working on all the Delphi stuff as we speak. Yes, absolutely, Salty. There's some crazy stuff in that article, she says, and the Newsweek piece. For real. For real. And that's what we're talking about, guys. So we're kind of bouncing back and forth between all this stuff, but we're making it happen, guys. Yes, Jules did make a great video. Okay, Butter. I got you. I respect that. Yes. Right, Murky. So we're talking about that stuff tomorrow, guys. We're getting in there tomorrow for real. Yep. Absolutely, Salty. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you more than you know. We'll have all that stuff Tuesday, guys. The Delphi docs. We're going to look into that. Deep swimming on that one. Because there's some it's nuts. It's just crazy, period. But tomorrow, like I said, we're covering the Idaho stuff that popped on the weekend. And we're going to get into a conversation about all this stuff. And I want your guys' thoughts on that as well. Like, what do you think now? You know, we hear some different things that we weren't hearing before. And then we have this other guy that came out. I can't even think of this Irish guy that popped up out of nowhere. And he's talking about this, and this, and this, and this, which a lot of it's been retracted already. It's all over the place, you guys. So I just don't know. But we're going to find out. That's for sure. And we'll talk about it. We will talk about it. Like I said, I'm trying to make sure I got everything back to norm, folks, to the norm. Oh yeah. I don't know if Sarge has been into Delphi, but I'd love to hear his thoughts on it. I really would. And we're going to be doing that too. Just as much as I gave you guys the platform to speak your mind on Idaho and all that stuff, you're going to do the same thing with Delphi, because I want to hear your thoughts on this one. It's got me perplexed. That's a fact. Why does everyone have a different story? It's driving me nuts. You talking about Idaho? Because of the way it was brought to us. Okay? Everybody's stories are based on theory and what they've shown us. So therefore, in turn, that's why we're getting different stories from different places. It's sad. A lot more speculation. And that's one thing I do want to know. Okay? Idaho? Idaho? I don't think so. Huge mess. Right. And that's the one thing I do agree with that, Murky. Bloom has usually had some pretty good sources over the years. And I have to say, I do have a bit of a trust in that. Okay. For the love of things holy. Holy, what's up now, Mandy Joe? Why are we going holy here? Salty says that hold on. Sorry. These articles are based on sources that unreliable, so take them with a grain of salt. Please. Facts. Makes my heart hurt. I get it, Butter. I get it. That's a good point too there. Blah. Fake news is out of control. It has been for a long time. Yes. 133 peeps in here. 46 likes. You guys rock and roll, guys. I love it. Love it. And I love y'all. Butter is the lady that we spoke to that was in chat a while back, that is the friend to Remy, who was the rideshare driver that they called him in Idaho. That's who Beth is. So that's who Butter is. I had that whole conversation with her. Remember that, guys? Yeah, I do want to hear Sarge's thoughts on Delphi. I do. I'll say that much. Yes, Miss Daisy. That's a good point, Amanda. It's a good point. Very good point. A lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people do believe it. I don't know what to believe. I'll be honest with you. I'm still on the fence. That's a good point too. Thank you, Salty. It's not just the fake news we got to worry about. Think about that for a minute, folks. Think about it. Cat K, good to see you, dear. Yes. Butter's always welcome here, guys. Very, very sweet lady. And I appreciate her so very much. Her support. and Eric and his wife's support as well. They sent her here to watch the channel, which is Remy. Eric is Remy. So I appreciate their support if they're listening. Thank you very much, as well as Beth. So I appreciate all of you guys. Yeah, it is. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry. It's driving me nuts too. My apologies. I usually shut it down before that, but hold up. Okay. Yeah, it's turned all the way up too, so that ain't cool. I think we're good that way. Just, Jace. There we go. All right. Here we go. Sorry, guys, for all the noise. Yes. Which is, it's a little odd to me that they sent him there. Thank you, Lens. That's what I just did. Appreciate you. Appreciate your info, too. Well, the noise gets to me, too. I just forget to mute it sometimes. All right. All right. Richard Helen has been held in prison since 1 month after he was arrested. Hasn't even had a trial yet, and they have him in a prison cell already instead of sitting in the county jail where he should be. You know, I agree. That's weird to me. Always was. What's happening, Paladin? Good to see you, bro. Deborah Thompson, hey, how are you? Good to have you here. Good to see you as well. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. You too, Lens. All you guys, thanks for jumping in here. Appreciate you on a Sunday like this. See, Ray says if the article is already being retracted, that kills the reliability. And I can agree with that. You know, they retracted some of the important things that were said. So that what does that say right there in itself? I agree. I do agree. And they're saying, and they claim it's for his protection, an emergency order to be moved has been filed. Well, you know, they can say it's for his protection, but it seems to me that ever since he was moved to the prison, he looks like the Walking Dead, guys. He doesn't he doesn't look good at all. So it makes you wonder what the hell's going on. Are they starving him? You know, are they abusing him? It's kind of scary to think about. And here's the thing, whether he's guilty or not guilty, that's not how you do this. That we don't do this. This is not, you know, you just don't do that kind of thing. Oh, no. Yeah, I love Bob. Bob Mata, he's a good dude. He's got some good insight into the Delphi stuff too. He really does. I'd love to get him to come on in here one day. Now that we're going back to Delphi, I'd love to get him to come in here and for you guys to hear the things he thinks on it. Number again, please. Why block? It shouldn't be blocked, hon. Not at all. Here, hold on. Down at the bottom of the screen there, 234-703-4047. Yeah, it's not blocked. It hasn't rang. It's sitting right here next to me. All right, let me see something here. Make sure that this is not. Okay, that's off. Turns up. Make sure everything's good. It should be fine now. What's going on, Sooner Girl? Excuse me. Now, if you're gonna call while we're live, Beth, then it would have to be a live call. If you don't want it to be live, then you'd have to wait till after the fact, and then I can talk to you that way. It's no problem either. No problem at all. Completely understand if you don't want to be live on the stream. If you do want to be live on the stream with what you talk about, then just let me know. You can call during the live stream. And if not, like I said, after the fact, and I'll answer just like last time. We'll have no problem with that. Yeah, I'd love to have a conversation with Bob, and I'd like to have him jump up here and get his insight on Delphi. I really, really would. So, does anybody have any comments or any specific things you wanted to throw out there about what we talked about today with the funeral home or anything like that? I saw most people kind of, commented on it, so on and so forth. But welcome, Kaleidohope, because I'm probably going to be bringing this down here quick. I figured about 2 hours for this. Oh yeah, he definitely does for sure. I do agree. Yeah, I love Bob Mott over here. I love watching him over on Publicly Buzz when he's over there all the time. Okay, I understand, Butter. It seems that way to me too. Bob and Allie, hey, hey. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of him and see if he'd be interested in jumping up here with us here as we go into the Delphi thing. For sure. For sure. We covered they found over 115 decomposing bodies at a funeral home in Colorado. Christine, really, really bad stuff. So that's why I went live today to show that. That's all. But that's okay. Like I said, I figured about 2 hours for this one. We should be good. It's Sunday. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hey, Eve, how are you, my dear? The rest of your weekend and your Sunday night with your family. But don't forget tomorrow. Hopefully everything goes well and I can be in here between 12 and 12:30. But I'm going to tell you guys between 12 and 1 because that seems to be where it goes nowadays. That's right. That is a fact, Rock. I did miss you guys. I really did. Wanted to talk to you. I wanted to see you, so I found a reason. It was a bad reason, but I just thought you guys really needed to see that because it's pretty nuts. Yes, I did miss you guys so very much, as I always do. Hey, roll tide, roll. What's up, War Eagle? I got lucky. I got Mandy Joe in here. I got everybody in here today. It's good stuff. 138 people. That's awesome, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. On a Sunday. Hey, hey. What? It's a federal holiday. Oh my God, you're right. No, wait, what is tomorrow? Oh shit, is there no school tomorrow? Thank you, Butter. I appreciate that so very much. Is that tomorrow? Shit, that's right. My wife's off tomorrow. I got you. That's the same face I made. I'm sorry. I just was like, wait, what? But yeah, that's right. I'm going to find out right now. Let me see what I can find out. 1 second here. Hold up. Hope you guys had some awesome Sunday dinners today. Hold on a minute, guys. Let me see. There's that. All right. Calendar of events. What is today? The 8th. Tomorrow would be the 9th October. So they have school. My kids have school tomorrow, but they're out of school Friday for one of those stupid NEOTA days, National Educational Organizational Association things. So they don't have school Friday. So they're getting a day off anyway. Otherwise, oh, wait a minute. What the shit? So they don't have school on Friday, the end of this week. And next Monday they're off. What the hell? That means he's gonna be home for 2 full, like 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Oh my god, I'm gonna go nuts. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm just kidding. I don't mind him being home. Yep. Indigenous Day. Excuse me. Let me clear my throat. Oh well. All right. He'll be here. He'll be here Friday. It means me and him can hang out and watch some. It's close to Halloween. It's what we do. Watch some scary movies together. It's fun. Yes, Salty. We do hate them school breaks, especially the long ones, like Christmas break. That takes too long. Yeah, that's right. Mandy's right. That's why Columbus didn't find Ohio till way, way later. Boo, butter. So therefore, they got school. Yep. Good point, typically. So, all right, you beautiful, awesome peeps. I'm going to jump off here for tonight. Go hang out with my fam some more. Watch a couple movies, maybe. And then you can give. Oh, did you want to do the call live, Butter? Or do you want to wait? Whatever you want to do, my dear. Just let me know. No, thank you, Batsheet. I appreciate you very much. Very, very much. Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun. Scary movie night. All right. Yes, absolutely, Ray. It was wonderful to hang with you guys. We're gonna watch a couple scary movies tonight ourselves, I believe, and hang out and have some food. And that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you guys so very much for joining me this evening, I should say. I appreciate you guys so much. And like I said, guys, don't forget tomorrow, same time, same place, same Dago. And we're doing this stuff. We got to look into the Idaho stuff that just popped. Tuesday, Delphi. Wednesday, Idaho fraternities. Thursday, Delphi. Friday, you know what we do. I'm not sure, Cowboy. I don't know what we're gonna watch, but that's pretty much it. That's how we're doing it this week. So stay tuned. I hope you guys are ready for it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Seriously. Enjoy it. I love you guys to pieces. Don't forget to love yourselves, to love each other. And don't change a thing about yourself, folks, because you are the beautiful people. I love you all and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Have a great, great night. And I'll see you all on the other side. Bye-bye now.